I am probably going to go against quite a few of the professionals when I'm talking about the Northern Illinois Huskies. They are saying that they've got six and a half wins is what they should get. I'm going to be surprised if they don't get more. Seriously. I think that there are a couple of teams on this list that there's no possibility they can't win. Now, you might disagree with me, but I have, and honest to God, I like Thomas Hammock. Now, Thomas Hammock is, uh, he's won a division championship. He was tied first in the West. He went 9-5. He's gone 8-5, 7-6. He's had a few losing seasons. I honestly think that he's got this team going the direction he wants it to go. Now, mind you, they've got a problem where they've had to bring in folks. Uh, but there's just a couple of things that I think are going to be a problem. I think Thomas Hammock, though, has replaced folks that he needed to replace. I think that he's got a good team overall. And with his coaching and with his staff's coaching, I honestly think that we've got a better look at what Northern Illinois can be. It's a MAC team. They're dangerous anyway for each other. But let's take a look at this team. I'm not sure if they'll get the MAC Conference Championship, but there are some chances here. So let's take a look at this team real quick.
Hey folks, this is Paul with Redneck Sports. I want to thank you for viewing my video, and I want to give you one thought process. There was a famous coach at University of Tennessee by the name of General Robert Neyland. He had 6 maxims, but number 2 maxim is what everybody should apply to their life. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That's how to live your life right there.
Okay, starting out, Northern Illinois opens up at Holy Cross. I don't see a problem with Holy Cross. I mean, this is Patriot League team. They went 6-6 last year. Not even going to be a problem. That's first win. Now let's start getting into the controversial. No joke. Let's start getting into the controversial. They go to Maryland. Last year Maryland went 4-8. They beat UConn, big deal. Beat Virginia, big deal. Beat Villanova, big deal. And they beat USC, big deal. Seriously, none of who they beat was a big deal. They seriously, I don't think that this is a team. Yeah, Maryland's made some moves, but I honestly think that this is going to be a win for Northern Illinois. Now, they then go to Mississippi State. I love me some SEC football. I don't think anybody that's followed this channel doesn't think I don't love SEC football. They went 2-10 last year. Mississippi State is not going to a bowl game this year. Uh, this is a very beatable team for a MAC team, especially Northern Illinois and Thomas Hammock. That's win number 3. No joke. I think they're going to open up a 3-game streak. They're going to be on a high. But then they have San Diego State coming to them. Now, I like me some San Diego State. I do. But this is a team that went 3-9 last year. That's a 4th win for San Diego State. No joke. I don't see San Diego State being able to do much of anything Brian Dutcher has got a build and a half to have to do for this team. That's 4 wins. Then they go up against Miami of Ohio. Now, I haven't covered Miami of Ohio. I haven't got real deep into Miami of Ohio, but this is a team that went to the conference championship game last year and was 9-5. They lost to Toledo, which was probably a surprise to them. Lost to a Notre Dame team that NIU beat. Lost to Cincinnati and lost to Northwestern. And the Cincinnati game was a good game. At home, they beat Northern Illinois by 11. This is home. This is going to be home court advantage. I think this could be a fifth win. Eastern Michigan. I am looking at this team, and Eastern Michigan went 5-7 last year. Honestly, sixth win. I think they're going to be going 6 wins right there, October 11th, going to or bowl qualify. Ohio 6-1. They're not going to be able to beat this Ohio team. Ohio is going to be two going into it this year. Uh, Ball State, you know, 3-9 last year. Yeah, 7-1. They're at Toledo. I covered Toledo. Honestly, looking at this Toledo team, I think Toledo's better in Northern will be better in Northern Illinois by that point because Northern Illinois will have exhausted a lot. So that's 7-2. UMass, yeah, 8-2. Seriously, 8-2. Um, then Western Michigan. I like the Broncos. Uh, Broncos went 6-7, but this is 9-2. And then Kent State, 10-2. No joke. I think that Northern Illinois could go 10-2. Now, saying that, honestly, they could go as low as 8-4, possibly 7-5. So we're going between 7 and 10 wins. I think that if they play the football that I think that they can play, they're going to be a 10-2 team with two Power Two conference wins: Big Ten in Maryland and Mississippi, a win against Mississippi State. I think that Ohio and Toledo are probably a little bit better than them, only because by the time that they get there, it's going to be a game of attrition. But I think that they'll go 10-2 next year. Like I said, possibly down as low as 7, but I think this is a 10-2 team. I think they are far better than that 6.5 game prediction, especially when you've got Maryland and Mississippi State on the record or on the schedule. Now, I'm going to say this. Last year, them beating Notre Dame, Notre Dame was asleep at the wheel. They needed woke up. Northern Illinois woke up Notre Dame. Maryland and Mississippi State are not those teams. San Diego State, not those teams. I think their toughest competition this year for the Northern Illinois Huskies is going to be in conference. I think their in conference games are going to be tougher than their out of conference games. I mean, you take a look at it. Holy Cross, Maryland, Mississippi State, and San Diego State. Where should they lose to any of those teams? You tell me that. I think that Miami, Ohio, and Toledo are their scariest teams that they have to play this year. Seriously, I do. Um, But you tell me. I mean, the Bobcats they look to be an amazing team. Uh, they got a rough shot. Honestly, I think 10-2, if Hammock builds on what he learned last year as a head coach. I mean, you're looking at Hammock was a running back at Northern Illinois. So this is his school. He was a graduate assistant at Wisconsin, running backs coach at Northern Illinois, running backs coach at Minnesota, plus co-offense coordinator, plus assistant head coach. Then he was running backs coach at Baltimore Ravens. So you know the run game's going to be good. Yeah, it's freaking Northern Illinois. Of course, they're a little up and down. Why? For the simple fact of that Northern Illinois is in way too difficult of a position for recruiting, for everything. Yes, he's 32-8, but I think he's finally got it going in the right direction. I really do. I think this is the perfect time for Hammock to show up with the football team. And you tell me what you think. Also, hit like and subscribe if you like this sort of thing. This has been Paul, the Redneck with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.
I want to thank you for watching my video. And if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, and comment. Y'all have a good day now.